It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. What is up, YouTube? What's up, chat? How you doing? Welcome to my Crypto Journey live stream here for Coffee and Crypto. And guys, before we get started, hold on. Before we get started, all right, if you hear some construction in the background, I'm sorry. But before we get started, make sure you clickety-clack that like button, push up in the old algorithm. And of course, check out today's sponsor, Volt Inu. Thank you for sponsoring your boy. And Volt Inu going absolutely dumb, like insane. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? All right, guys, to start things off, and I hate to start things off this way, but Solana, Binance temporarily suspends USDT and USDC deposits on the Solana chain. MEXC announced the same thing. Solana, one of the biggest, most popular cryptocurrencies during the bull run last year, pretty much one of the main competitors to Ethereum, is now starting to dump, as it did after the whole FTX collapse debacle, the whole situation. We'll get more to that, of course, in a little bit. But it turns out, man, the name association, the exposure they had does not look good for Solana. Does this mean you should sell it all? I can't say that, but it's not looking good if you're holding Solana. I think it's still a good project, although it's had its outages and stuff like that. It's still a very, very good layer one. And I do think there's a future for it, but who knows what's going to happen, right? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes. I was watching a video on it before we got started here. I wasn't able to finish it, but it seems like the Solana rabbit hole goes really, really deep, and it's not looking good for this project long term. We will see, though. This would be a great comeback because if we look at Solana, we go to all-time high. You guys know that it hit $260. It was booming during the bull run. And I remember that a lot of NFT projects that were created were coming out on the Solana chain. And it's just not the case right now, man. It's not good. So we'll see what happens. But the whole Solana thing may not be good for, going forward, but we'll see what happens. The entire cryptocurrency market is kind of just dirtling, trading sideways today, not doing much, which is good because, we've had so much negative publicity. It's just... It's good to catch a break from dumping every single day. Looks like the winners are today, or LEO. Don't know what that is. XRP looking pretty nice, up 2% on the day. Litecoin up 3%. And everything else is kind of dirtling, trading sideways. No big deal. Do me a favor, clickety-clack that like button before we get started. Okay, so the topics of the day. Of course, we're going to talk about Sam Bankman-Fried and his DMs getting exposed. CoffeeZilla exposed some of his DMs. Apparently, he was DMing somebody. And look at, if you're a figure like SBF and you're DMing people about things, people may expose those DMs in the future. So to me, it's like, why would you even do that? Because some of these DMs are kind of like, you'll see what I'm talking about. Of course, we'll talk about Volt and Voltichange. Volt absolutely running, like still running, absolutely insane. So shout out to Volt Inu. Meme coins are still in. FTX was called a complete failure by John Ray. And this guy is the guy who went ahead and dug through the whole Enron situation, which was a huge catastrophe in the United States. And he is saying that this is a complete failure, the worst he's ever seen. And another cryptocurrency exchange, Gemini, right? Gemini Earn, that is linked to Gemini, right? Genesis, right? May be going under. And CZ called SBF desperate when SBF came to him and pretty much begged for him to bail them out of this situation. Crazy, right? But do me a favor, smash that like button, baby. Let's get into it. What's up? Who we got in the chat? We got Rorschach. What's up, baby? We got DJ Matt. We got Mizzy Matt. We got Neville. We got Javi. We got Mizzy. I already said Mizzy. We got Gabe. Let's go, baby. We got Dre. Crypto.com is fine. Crypto.com is fine. I'll make an update video today, but Crypto.com is fine. Don't worry about Crow. For now, it's fine. What's up, Cool and Chris? How you doing, baby? What's up, Tracy G? What's up, Sacco? Talk to my manager, baby. What's up, Jason? How you doing, baby? So good to see you here. Bud, what's up, baby? What's up, Brad? Beaver Lumber, Drone. What's up, baby? So good to have you guys in here. Hemi Life, Suave. How you doing? How you doing? Crow's good. Yeah, Crow is fine. Suave House Boxing. Hemi Life. All right. Let us get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let us get started. Let's get into the news, man. I mean, we have some good stuff. So let's check this out. CoffeeZilla exposing SPF's DM. So check this out. CoffeeZilla says, FTX founder SBF describes his ethics as mostly a front and a dumb game we woke Westerners play where we say all the right shibboleths, and so everyone likes us. So this is pretty funny, right? Because this sentiment is hilarious. Because in Western culture, we are kind of woke, right? We are these holier than thou people, but in our private lives, we kind of say whatever we want, right? And what's crazy to me is like when we have these politicians and people, celebrities that pretend to be these woke figures, and then we hear about what they say when the cameras are off, we're always so shocked. But I always think like, dude, we're all human. We say some pretty raunchy things. And this is pretty funny because it's true, right? We are so, like holier than thou people. But SBF says this, right? He says, so ethics stuff's mostly a front. People will like you if you win and hate if you lose. That's how it all really works. He says, yeah, I mean, that's not all of it, but it's a lot. The worst quadrant is sketchy plus lose. The best is win plus what? Clean plus lose is bad, but not terrible. Then this person says, you were really good at talking about ethics for someone who kind of saw it all as a game with winners and losers. He's like, I had to be. It's what reputations are made of to some extent. So pretty much he's just saying that, yeah, I have to put on a front and act like I am, he scammed us, right? He's act like a person he wasn't, right? And this is what you see in these DMs. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by any of this, right? I'm never surprised when I see like a public figure doing raunchy things in their spare time, right? Or saying some off the cuff shit in their spare time. I'm never surprised, right? I'm never surprised. Do me a favor, smash that like button. What's up, fan? What's up, Roger? What's up, Neville? How y'all doing? Welcome. Then he says, you said a lot of stuff about how you wanted to make regulations, just good ones. Was that pretty much just PR too? He says, there's no one really out there making sure good things happen and bad things don't. Usually there's only one toggle to do more or to do less. Yeah, just PR. Fuck regulators. They make everything worse. They don't protect customers at all. So I'm sure Gary Gensler, his alleged buddy, is looking at that like, F me? So that's not good. That's not good, right? That's pretty interesting, right? So when SBF's DMs are exposed, you can see the real person behind it, right? The real person behind SBF. And to me, this doesn't surprise me. What does surprise me is the fluff pieces from the mainstream media because of his connections. Now, this was a piece posted by the Washington Post. FTX collapse dooms founders' effort to prevent another pandemic. So they're painting SBF as this like nice guy that was trying to help prevent another pandemic, which is kind of crazy, right? Which is kind of nutty, right? So to me, this is a little crazy. What's up, Neville? What's up, Legal Alien? What's up, fan? What's up, Boomer? What's up, babies? How y'all doing? Welcome. This is hilarious, right? So, and this is what we call it a clown show, right? A clown show, because it's like, dude, like I know this guy has connections to your people, right? But let's be honest about what's going on here, right? Let's not make some fluff pieces. Now, the crazy thing is, like, guys, this situation is huge. This transcends crypto. Every mainstream media people I'm seeing, they're talking about this in some way, shape, or form. Excuse me, I still have the plague. I'm still like deathly sick. I don't know why. But okay, so everyone is talking about this. Like my favorite YouTuber, Dr. Grande, made a video about it. And we're going to watch a lot of videos the second hour of this stream. We're going to watch a lot of content about the situation. This transcends crypto. This is such a huge stain on crypto. It's not even funny. It's a huge stain. Joe Rogan's talking about it. They were talking about it yesterday. And it's funny to see people that are not into crypto talk about crypto-related things because they mess up a lot of the terms and those sorts of things. But yeah, I mean, this situation transcends crypto. It's insane. This guy scammed so many people. Crypto Hunter with a $5 donation says, these exchanges scare me lately, but I think Coinbase should be okay. Crypto Hunter, that's how I feel. Coinbase is a publicly traded company on the U.S. stock exchange. But here's the thing. Cryptocurrency is not FDIC insured. If something happens with any cryptocurrency exchange, anyone, you're not guaranteed to get your money back, right? You're just kind of rolling the dice. So keep that in mind. Now, in today's environment, I am a huge advocate for sending your crypto to a hard wallet, right? A hardware wallet, so that you don't have to deal with exchanges and worry about it. I had a buddy yesterday, not even lying. Me and Jake had the same friend. He had $300,000 in Gemini, and he's freaking to get it out of there. I think he did, luckily, but it goes to show you, like Gemini, rumors of Gemini going down, and there's no evidence for Gemini going down, just Genesis, right? Gemini Earn, right? The little program they had going down. So people are freaking out. So he had to take all his money off Gemini. That's crazy, right? Nuts to me. It's nuts. This whole situation was absolutely insane. Now, so if you guys don't know what the Enron scandal is, so check this out. So the Enron scandal is one of the biggest scandals in our history, right? So check this out. They went bankrupt, right? The company hid massive trading losses, ultimately leading to one of the largest accounting scandals and bankruptcies in recent history. Enron executives used fraudulent accounting practices to inflate the company's revenues and hide debt in its subsidiaries, right? So they did a lot of shady, illegal business practices. John Ray, the guy who investigated the scandal, is now in charge of the whole FTX debacle, right? He's the new FTX CEO, I guess. Now, of course, SBF has stepped down. He's no longer the CEO. And this is what John Ray had to say. Now, CNBC made a good piece on it, but this is what John Ray said about FTX. Keep in mind, the same guy who dealt with the most brutal scandal, one of the most brutal scandals in American history, said this.
New in just the last couple of minutes, I want to tell you about this. FTX's Trading's a new CEO, John Ray, saying in a court filing, quote, "Never in my career have I seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information as occurred here." He said FTX did not keep appropriate books and records or security controls with respect to its digital assets. He also slammed the company for concentrating control in the hands of a small group of inexperienced, unsophisticated, and potentially compromised individuals, saying that Sam Bankman-Fried is in the Bahamas and continues to make erratic and misleading public statements. So
wait a second, this is the guy who did the Enron stuff, says he's never seen anything like this before.
And he's come in now to try to clean up this bankruptcy. You saw Sam Bankman-Fried, by the way, in some of his DMs yesterday, say that he thinks that his biggest mistake was in allowing the company to file for Chapter 11, and that if he had been given the opportunity to just hold on to these assets for another month, everybody would be made whole, and that he's still out there trying to raise $8 billion because he believes he can somehow rescue said firm. Of course, the firm saying that Sam Bankman-Fried is separated from the firm, so whatever he's saying, well, unclear whether it makes any sense to begin with.
Isn't that nutty? Isn't that nutty? They're pretty much saying this John Ray guy is saying most unsophisticated group of like kids, pretty much saying these guys, this is insane. This looks so bad, guys, because they bamboozled everybody. Unsophisticated, maybe, but these guys swing dingled, bamboozled, swing hoppled everybody. They got everybody. Gotcha. Got them. They got everybody. This is absolutely insane, right? It's like, and now we're starting to see the lawsuits with Tom Brady, Steph Curry, these major influencers. Of course, they're going to get sued first that promoted FTX. Now, will they win? I don't know. But here's the thing. Those kind of lawsuits are for like the lawyers. The lawyers make the most money in these situations because they'll settle or something like that. But isn't that nutty? I mean, call them unsophisticated, call them what you want. My man scammed everybody. Let's continue.
That's me putting it politely, but B, sort of what is supposed to happen here. So
I just want to say this one more time. This is the guy, John Ray, who did the Enron stuff. Never in my career have I ever seen such a complete failure of corporate controls and such a complete absence of trustworthy financial information as occurred here.
No CFO, no board of directors, and an auditor from New Jersey that made Madoff's guy look like a Price Waterhouse.
But I will say, and this goes to the point where we're saying, were there a lot of people who knew about this? And I think one of the things he's saying, which I think is right, I think this was like a little company almost to begin with. Yeah. And there were probably literally a dozen people who at least understood what was going on. I don't think this is actually hundreds of people who were in on this scam. I think this was a couple of folks all living in a penthouse in the Bahamas that were somehow managing this.
That's crazy, right? I mean, it's pretty much over. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of kids in a penthouse in the Bahamas having orgies. Apparently, there's a sex tape. Guys, I don't know if there's actually a sex tape, but if there is, I might have to blur it out and we might have to review it just for research purposes. Just for research purposes. All right. I might go over the tape by myself, maybe for like a 24-hour period just to vet it, make sure it's good. And then I'll put it out and we can watch it together. Okay. I'll blur out the nasty parts. Hopefully that's not a thing. Is that a punishment for that? Might be a punishment for us. Let's not publish that if that is a thing, right? But yeah, I mean, imagine being the guy who like went, because if you have to think about these huge American scandals, right? These huge tragedies. You would say like the Bernie Madoff situation. Bernie Madoff was an interesting was interesting because he helped with regulations, right? He helped create laws. So these guys are, yes, they dealt with scammers and criminals like these John Ray guys, but at the same time, they dealt with very sophisticated, probably organized, more traditional scammers that are not people involved in crypto. And it's so amazing. It's so amazing that SBF and team were able to dupe so many people. Absolutely insane, in my opinion. And Bernie Madoff, similar situation where, a lot of people invested in him or he managed money and offered these pretty decent rewards, but ended up putting all that money in his bank account. And of course, when the the big financial crash of 2008 happened, right? That huge recession we had, everybody came to pull out their money and he didn't have it. So this is absolutely insane. And it just goes to show, man, how easy it is for anyone to come into crypto and wreck a lot of people. I mean, this is the same old story we see every single time. Now, I want to know in the chat, what do you guys think the biggest crypto tragedy of this year has been? Do you think it's been the collapse of Terra Luna? Do you think it's this? Do you think it's Voyager or Celsius? I think this has it beat by a mile, right? I think this whole situation has it beat by a mile. This is crazy. Do me a favor, smash that like button, baby. Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, JJS, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you. Says, Rodney, how about the FTX hacker now holds a shitload of ETH? What can they potentially do with all that ETH? So if you guys didn't know, after the FTX collapse, people think that there was a backdoor created in FTX for the developers to pull out a bunch of funds and do whatever they want with them. Now, of course, all that stuff is public information on the blockchain, right? We could see everything that happens on the blockchain. Well, they converted all that crypto into ETH, and it's just kind of hanging out there. Aren't they like the 4th largest ETH holder or something like that? So we'll see what happens with that ETH. I don't know. But, I mean, they could do whatever they want with it. They probably put it into ETH. I think it was in FTT tokens because FTT tokens are worthless, right? So, crazy. So, I don't know. I don't want to see a sex tape. But we could compare it to Kim Kardashian's to see whose is better, right? I don't know if I want to see SBF naked. I mean, I do know. I don't. But, I mean, if we're researching, we'll do it together, guys. Thank you so much, Bengal. I still have a crazy cold. It's kicking my ass. This cold is kicking my ass. I've had it for like 2 weeks. It's crazy. I never get this sick that long, Yeah, so the crazy thing about the situation is that, yeah, he was this, very humble developer. You could say that, drove a Toyota, who didn't dress fancy, who didn't wear Rolexes. But, dude, he had a $35 million penthouse in the Bahamas. If that doesn't sound like tax evasion to me, I don't know. What do you want, What do you want? What's up, Nick P? 100% crypto realist, 100% watching it, baby. I'm tuning in, tuning in. All right, so for my Volt people out there, so Volt Edu, it's still pumping. I mean, say what you want about Volt, right? Hashtag ad, hashtag sponsor, Kabuto. Yeah, yo, welcome to the chat. Long time no see. They are absolutely running. I mean, this thing is up 70% in the week, up as much as 100 and something percent. Shout out to Volt. And of course, their use case is launching, which is Voltichange, which is their decentralized exchange. So for all the Volt people out there, smash that like button. A lot of people don't like meme coins. I get it. I understand. But man, It's running, and it's making a lot of people a lot of money. So I do appreciate them. And of course, we'll have more updates to come. Give me 1 second. So it's going to be good. It's going to be very, very good. Now, this is pretty interesting. So the CEO of Binance, check this out. There's an article where CZ said, I knew he was desperate. Binance CEO CZ opens up on SBF relationship. So if you guys didn't know, which a lot of you should know, the reason why FTX started to collapse was because CZ announced that he was selling his FTT tokens in light of some leaked financial documents that apparently Alameda Research had a ton of FTX tokens backing them, which it didn't make sense. The numbers didn't make sense, which means that FTX printed funny money. So they're pretty much making up money, right? And that's why FTX was able to pay for a bunch of things. They were just creating their own money, kind of like the Federal Reserve when we pay for our debt, right? when we're, you know what I mean? When we're going to have to pay for our national debt, right? So he says, I knew he was desperate. So Binance CEO CZ knew Sam Bankman-Fried was in a desperate situation when the former CEO of the now bankrupt FTX exchange called him for a bailout. So keep in mind, when CZ announced that he was selling all his FTT tokens, Caroline, the CEO of Alameda Research, who is SBF's girl, I guess, said, hey, publicly, we'll buy all your tokens for $22, right? Market value at that time. Now it's worth like $1, but $22 market value at that time, which to me is like a bunch of posturing and a bunch of lies. So, of course, when people saw that CZ was selling all the tokens and Binance was selling all their FTT tokens, everyone started to sell all at once, which caused a bank run. When this happened, SBF was going around, I'm sure, to all his buddies, all his friends that he made throughout his times dealing with different influencers and people probably in the Democratic Party because he donated a lot to them, asking them for billions of dollars so that he could front the money. Well, everyone denied him. So he came to CZ, which this confused a lot of people because they were like, why would you go to CZ? He owned you publicly. Owned you publicly, right? He was pretty much making you look like a fool on Twitter. And he went to CZ because he had no other choice. He ran out of options. You know, all his buddies that were capable of loaning him the money didn't do so because they probably didn't trust him, right? And when CZ sent his team to go in there and look at everything, look under the hood, he didn't want anything to do with it. Now we're seeing that same sentiment by the John Ray guy, who we know is now the CEO of FTX and is going in there and figuring out everything. So CZ said, no, we don't want anything to do with your exchange, right? You guys are doing too much shady shit. And SBF went to everybody, and it turns out no one wanted to help him. You know, this guy fooled everybody. This guy fools everybody. The quote says, when he came to me, I knew he was desperate. If we can't help him, there's probably nobody else that would. Probably a bunch of people passed on the deal before us. And that's key, right? A bunch of people passed on the deal before CZ. And he just ran out of friends, right? He ran out of friends in the cryptocurrency space, which is kind of crazy, Now, let's go and check out this little news snippet from Binance CEO CZ on CNBC television.
Can I say, on a very personal basis, how you think about Sam? And the reason I ask is I think at some point, obviously, you were friends. You were his original investor in all of this. Can you fathom that he lied to you like this, if that's the case?
Yeah, so I'm very shocked that I obviously did not know him until about a week or so ago. So I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that, you know, he lied to everybody.
You didn't know him till a week ago?
I didn't know what kind of person. I didn't know that he lied to everybody until a week ago.
So CZ, just getting back to
So that's crazy, right? If you guys don't know, there was a lot of drama between CZ, SBF, and other people in DeFi because other people in real, cryptocurrency and DeFi, they saw SBF as like the man because he was trying to make so many friends with these regulators and government officials. Remember, I know a lot of people think that it's not a big deal, but he donated $37 million to Democrats, and he donated $200,000 to Republicans and $2 million to bipartisan party members. That is like you are in bed with political figures, which is like completely the opposite of what cryptocurrency is supposed to be. So no matter which side you're on, he was still donating money to political candidates so that they could pass whatever laws that would help FTX. And so a lot of people viewed him as the man, right? The guy that they don't want in cryptocurrency. And it turns out he was going behind Binance's back, talking crap about him, saying, "Oh, you can't even get into the United States," implying that he couldn't get into the US, right? And CZ made the ultimate power move, right? Let's continue.
What this means for the future of just crypto in general. A lot of people have said there's Bitcoin and Ethereum and there's everything else. You've probably heard that. Do you think this was some type of an inevitable shakeout that we're seeing? And do you still think these, 21 million by the year, I don't know when we finally get the last Bitcoin mined, but
for those you don't know, 2140 is when the last Bitcoin's supposed to be mined. And they're pretty much saying that it's Ethereum and Bitcoin and no other cryptos matter, which is kind of awkward because CZ has BNB, right? BNB coin. So he's like, what about us, bitch? So I would say that the top cryptocurrencies right now that are safe are like, the Bitcoins. If you guys are not dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin because you don't like it and it's old, you should probably dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is such a good play right now. That's probably the safest play. It's the slowest, least explosive, but it's safe in my opinion. It has to be safe. If Bitcoin goes down, all of crypto goes down, and none of this matters, right? So if you're not dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, I think that's the move right now. Anything else, I would be a little wary of dollar cost averaging in. Some that I am dollar cost averaging in, Bitcoin. I like Ethereum. I like BNB. I like okay. We'll do Cardano, and we'll do Uniswap token. Those are the ones I'm really into right now, and of course Polygon. I did buy a little bit of the Solana dip, but that's because I'm a degenerate, and I think that if it ever pumps again, it's going to be a fantastic buying opportunity. But let's continue.
You can, with stock to flow models, you can still make a $50,000, $100,000 a coin forecast. Do you think those eventually come true, or is this just one big house of cards across the board, CZ? And I'm sure that you don't think it's a house of cards, but do we push the time frame out for when it happens?
I think, well, first of all, I, as you said, I don't think it's a house of cards. There are fundamental technologies that are much better than the tools we had to transact, to raise money, to do global payments, etc. So there's fundamental technologies that are much better than the tools we had before. So it's definitely not a house of cards. At the same time,
and so what he's saying right there is that pretty much like, cryptocurrency payments they're legit, right? They are better. Now, if you guys missed this, if you guys don't know, you have to understand that, like, for example, like sending money to people can be a little annoying sometimes, right? Like banks are closed on holidays and weekends, and sometimes Venmo takes a while to get to your account, and Cash App can be a little slow, and there's all these fees associated with it. Guys, cryptocurrency is 24/7. You can send USDC anytime you want, all hours of the day. So crypto payment services are superior in that sense, right? Shout out to XRP.
Time, I'm not very good at price predictions. I don't do those things. I think there are smarter people out there that seems to have some formula to predict it, and I don't believe those things anyway. So I think fundamentally, though, if you look at the industry 5 years, 10 years from now, the industry will be much, much bigger. I don't know what's going to happen to the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin is a limited supply. I also do not think that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only two coins that will benefit. We're very far from a one coin take all kind of market. There's still many innovations on different blockchains, different projects, etc. So actually today, one of the largest businesses are not the blockchain businesses. They're actually exchanges. So yeah, so I think we're early in the industry. This incident will set us back a bit, but then the industry will become healthier. So it's actually better in the long run.
CZ, can we just talk about regulation for a second? And by the way, there were some comments. I don't know if you read Sam Bankman-Fried's DMs in this Vox interview overnight, where he effectively says, he was going in saying he wanted regulation, and then says, well, actually, the regulators can't do anything, and they can't protect the customers. You've spoken, I think, historically, saying that you never really thought you'd ever, sort of come on board to a sort of a U.S. system. You obviously are based abroad. There's a lot of questions right now about, whether regulations could have avoided this, could have protected
So if you guys don't know that SBF is pretty much saying some shit about CZ, right? Saying that, oh, he only won because he had a bigger balance sheet and those sorts of things. CZ did make a power move. Like, he has to know by announcing to the world that he's selling all of his FTX tokens that everyone else and their mom is going to sell FTX tokens because they're the biggest cryptocurrency exchange. Binance sets the standard. CZ is such a big figure in crypto, arguably the biggest figure in crypto. I mean, who's more popular than CZ? Maybe Vitalik. Charles Hoskinson, I don't think so. Satoshi, but no one knows who he is. So these cryptocurrency figures that CZ is the biggest one. So if he says he's selling all his FTX tokens, I mean, he had to know that would cause a run on FTX, right? Freaking capitalism at its finest, right? Survival of the fittest at its finest, right? A competitor won in the most cutthroat way. It's crazy.
Folks, from this, what do you think?
Well, first of all, we very much embrace regulations in the U.S. Binance U.S. is an entity set up in the U.S. It has 44 state licenses, and of which 10 or 12 of them were acquired were granted in the last year. So Binance US is definitely embracing the US regulations, and Binance.com is embracing regulations all around the world. So that has always been our philosophy. I think regulations could minimize some of the problems, but when a person lies, when there's a bad player that just want to do bad things, regulations doesn't prevent it. Banning guns doesn't mean that no one will just take a gun and shoot somebody. That's just one person going crazy or lying or just a bad player. So I think regulations will help, but it will not eliminate this problem. So we shouldn't blame this problem on any single person other than Sam. But everybody in the industry do share a bit of a responsibility.
He used the phrase F regulators, by the way, which I thought was shocking relative to what he's said publicly about that.
So, CZ has a point. It's like, hey, don't blame the entire industry based off of, what happened with, Sam Bankman-Fried. He's the guy to blame. There's always going to be bad actors in any industry. And we see that in our industry, in our financial industry. I mean, we've had many, many scams and scandals and people wrecking other people and defrauding other people. It's a tale as old as time. And it's going to happen in cryptocurrency in a space where regulation is a little light. Now, a lot of people are saying, like, put on your tinfoil hats here for a conspiracy theory, right? Let's take a step back. Put on your tinfoil hats, right? Turn your Alex Jones mind on, right? Let's jump into some conspiracies. A lot of people think that SBF was put into cryptocurrency to crash it like this and for everyone to demand regulation. That's what people think. He's a government plant, which is kind of crazy to me. It's kind of crazy to me because SBF's ties to, people in power and the fact that he's donated to a bunch of, a lot of people in political power and to the Democrats and Republicans and everybody, and those sorts of things. It would be bad for him to be a government plant because when the company collapsed, which it did, we'd be digging into his background, which shows his clear ties to very important people. Right. So that's my reasoning. Like, I don't know if it could be that sort of conspiracy because it wouldn't make any sense. Right. Like, why would they want attention on his connections to people in power? But a lot of people are saying that, like, he was here to get more regulation on cryptocurrency. And I think we do need regulation. Do we need insane, harsh regulations that's going to destroy DeFi? No. But we should get regulations on things like stablecoins. I think that's reasonable, right? That's reasonable. I think that's not too much to ask for, and I think that'll definitely happen. What do you guys think in the comments? Do you guys think that we need more regulations? What do you think? I'm interested to hear your opinion. But, I definitely think we need something. Something. Now, for a lot of you guys out there, there's all these articles coming about Solana. So check this out. So Binance, OKX, and Bybit, now MEXC Global, suspend USDT and USDC deposits on Solana. Now, Solana is so interesting. I wonder what's going to happen to this cryptocurrency project, because if you get rid of all the stuff with SBF and Alameda Research, which I don't know if you guys noticed, but FTX was responsible for a lot of the validators on the Solana network. they had a lot of ties to it. But Solana by itself, if you get rid of FTX, is a good project. But is it even as good as it is and as well known as it is without, the initial kind of seed funding from FTX? Because Solana, the ties go way deep to FTX and Alameda Research. So it's unfortunate to see something like this go down because of the scandal FTX and SBF they were involved in. Because I guarantee you, so many people that were invested in Solana probably didn't even deal with FTX, And it sucks to see those people get hurt. Like I know Jake, for example, bought a ton of Solana and lost a ton of money on it, which is most unfortunate. But man, crazy. Yeah, so we'll watch a video from Spencer Cornelia right now, which is pretty good. Let me see, Spencer talks about Tom Brady getting check this out. So
the first lawsuit has been filed following the FTX scandal. Who is included? Let's dive in. Edwin Garrison has filed a complaint against Sam Bankman-Fried and others in a class action lawsuit in the Southern District of Florida. Everyone is getting sued. Sam, Tom Brady and Giselle, Steph Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, Udonis Haslem, David Ortiz, Naomi Osaka, Larry David, and Kevin O'Leary. As a result, America...
That is crazy, right? That is crazy. So we'll see what happens. What happens after all this stuff resolves? Because next are going to come the financial YouTubers that promoted FTX, right? Let's continue.
Consumers collectively sustained over $11 billion in damages.
Fuck.
FTX organized and emanated its fraudulent plan from its worldwide headquarters located here in Miami, Florida. The balance sheet he sent around to prospective investors was leaked by the Financial Times and reveals the exchange had nearly $9 billion in liabilities while only having just over $1 billion in liquid assets. The $8 billion delta between assets and liabilities is so scary because of how quickly someone can wreck multiple billions of dollars worth of damages from retail investors. FTX was already very familiar with Miami, signing a deal worth more than $135 million for the naming rights of the waterfront arena where three-time NBA champions, the Miami Heat, play. The Miami Heat.
Isn't it crazy the reach that some of these influencers had? That's why I think it's crazy to blame financial YouTubers that promoted FTX, because these guys, Tom Brady, all these big names have way more reach than any of these financial YouTubers could ever have. But what we now know is that everyone was wondering, how the hell does SBF and FTX have all this money to pay for things? Now, even Elon Musk said that he thought SBF was suspicious because SBF offered Elon Musk billions of dollars to get in to help him with the Twitter deal. And Elon Musk was like, it kind of put up a red flag in Elon Musk's mind. That's why he thought like SBF was shady. He was like, yeah, no way. So, they were just printing money, making money for all these deals, which is kind of crazy to me. Like they could just create money like that. But I mean, if you think about it, that's how our government makes makes money, right? We print money. It's not backed by anything. It's backed by what we say it's backed by, right? So let's continue.
Heat will be able to find another sponsor pretty quickly, but that's a pretty steep hit. It's reported that Loan Depot pays around $10 million annually for naming rights to the Miami Marlins Stadium. If anyone has $10 million sitting around and loves social experiments, we could name the new Miami Heat Arena after my YouTube channel just to see how many subscribers I'd get. The Houston Astros dealt with a similar PR disaster when they played at Enron Field in 2001, right before that company's collapse. In my video about this scandal the other day, many pointed out that they aren't influenced to sign up from a stadium or TV celebrity, which is likely very accurate. Advertisers spend the money they do for awareness. It's not direct signups using a link, but it does work. As mentioned earlier with FTX losing billions of dollars, that meant their advertising influenced billions of dollars in signups. No advertiser is able to dissect exactly what led to the consumer signing up, which is why they will pour money into stadiums and Tom Brady for brand awareness to millions of potential customers. Social media influencer marketing is powerful because advertisers can track consumer signups from the direct links posted in their content. This is why money is pouring into influencer marketing, sometimes at what feels like a ridiculous rate, because advertisers can track their exact ROI. When you have a commercial featuring Tom Brady, Giselle Bundchen, or Steph Curry, it's impossible to know how much influence they have because you can't directly track whether they're driving signups. A fascinating dynamic of this scandal is attempting to figure out exactly where the influence comes from. I have a very educated guess on how much influence the YouTube community had on FTX, and it is a fraction of a single percent of the billions mentioned. This is why the big names will get sued first, guys like Tom Brady and Stephen Curry. Something that seemed to be missed in my video the other day is that my position was that everyone who promotes a fraudulent business should be held responsible and open to lawsuits. One of the goals of bankruptcy is to avoid favoring one creditor with a windfall while giving others less than they're entitled to receive under the bankruptcy priority payment rules, so the bankruptcy trustee can reverse certain transfers and distribute the funds among your creditors. A reason why Tom Brady and others can't just come out and say, I'm returning all of the money FTX paid me or I'm donating it is because of this principle. The lawsuit is alleging that this is a class action for a sum of more than $5 million.
Damn.
I've seen the comments of people upset that Tom Brady and others haven't returned the money yet. There is a process for making sure this happens. You're probably going to be a little upset when you find out how much lawyers are going to take from the pool of money that should be going to the victims too. The lawsuit also mentions how massive FTX was with assets totaling between $10 billion to $50 billion. Bankman-Fried got rich off FTX and Alameda, with the two companies netting $350 million and $1 billion in profit, respectively, in 2020 alone, according to Bloomberg. Sam's net worth going from billions to zero in one day was such a misleading news story. This dude has been siphoning off money the entire time, knowing his risky decisions would lead to eventual bankruptcy. Earlier this year, Bankman-Fried secretly transferred at least $4 billion in customer funds from FTX to Alameda without telling anyone. FTX president Mr. Harrison said, "We know that we had to embark on some kind of mass branding, advertising, sponsorship type work in order to be able to do that." If you spent time in the YouTube finance space, then you definitely knew they were aggressive with their marketing and budget. The most interesting part about this lawsuit is if they determine the product to be a security. They're essentially making the argument that this was a security. This is where the lawsuit can get really interesting. FTX offered 8% interest on USD deposit product a few months before its collapse. Offering a specific interest rate on deposits certainly sounds like more of a security than not, but I'm not an expert in that area, so we'll have to see how the law plays out. When I first began taking on sponsors, I told my agency any crypto-related sponsors were a no-go because I always felt like there was way too much risk for my brand, just because of all the risk associated with anything crypto. I hate that there are victims in this fraud scheme, but I did my best to make videos telling people to invest in real estate and not crypto a year ago. I do think anyone who promoted FTX should be forced to return all money earned from endorsing the company, and I don't think any of those guys would disagree. I think that's a reasonably easy way to begin reducing the creditors' amounts. This is an unfortunate situation where billions of dollars were lost to a crazy financial criminal. If you're a victim from this, I hope you're able to recover and bounce back.
Damn, that sucks too, because you got to understand that the people watching those channels are watching the football on Sunday, watching all these advertisements from Steph Curry or Tom Brady. They're not people that are associated with finances online, right? A lot of us that stay online, we saw the FTX promotion through Meet Kevin and all the other financial YouTubers that everyone watches, right? But a lot of people, I feel so bad for them getting absolutely riggedy wrecked with FTX because we're around the news. So when FTX started to go under, I knew right away, say, for example, I had money on FTX, I would have got my money out ASAP. But a lot of these people didn't know because the news isn't really going to start covering this till after we did, which is absolutely hilarious. And unfortunately, they're making fluff pieces on this man, right? They're saying, FTX collapse dooms founders' effort to prevent another pandemic. It's like they're shining they're making it look like SBF is a nice guy and who was trying to prevent another pandemic. So I feel bad for all the people that got into FTX based off of a Tom Brady commercial because those guys don't know anything about crypto. A lot of people that have money on cryptocurrency exchanges don't know anything about crypto. They don't understand the risks associated with putting your money on a cryptocurrency exchange. Which is unfortunate. I feel bad. This is crazy. This is crazy to me. So we'll see what happens with those lawsuits. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get money, but when it comes to class action lawsuits, guys, I don't know if you've ever been involved in one. You usually don't get that much money. You get a couple dollars sometimes. I remember I was in a Red Bull class action lawsuit or something like that. I got $2. But I have been in some bigger class action lawsuits with DoorDash and Postmates. I used to work for, I used to deliver food in my spare time back in the day. And just recently, it took a few years, I got huge Venmo deposits for signing up for these lawsuits where I got like $500 each settlement. So that's nice, right? But a lot of these class action lawsuits, most people don't get money. It's mostly the lawyers that are involved in these class action lawsuits, right? So unfortunate. Yes, hit that panic button. Do me a favor, smash that like button. Sorry, my nose is ultra stuffed right now. Ultra stuffed. But crazy day in the cryptocurrency world. Let's see. Brian says, do you ever expect to become a part of a class action lawsuit for some of the cryptos? Could happen, Brian. Could happen. Yeah. I mean, like Saitama and stuff like that. We'll have to see, right? We'll have to see if it's that important, right? We'll have to see if it's that important. I mean, YouTubers might be involved. We'll see what happens, right? Pharaoh says I got $65 from an NVIDIA lawsuit. Why the lawsuits, though, if it's truly not your keys, not your crypto? Because in our society, no one takes personal responsibility for anything. You know, it's like you go online, you see somebody talk about something, and you buy because they talk about it. Like the argument for Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan, like the argument for them, because a lot of people are blaming them, right? A bunch of financial influence YouTubers, because they take their opinion seriously. But I can differentiate between a person genuinely selling me on something versus an ad, right? Because we all get paid by sponsors, right? And say, for example, like I found something, I found a cryptocurrency that I really liked, right? And I was like, I love this cryptocurrency. You guys, the viewers, some people would buy it because I like it. But if I was getting paid to promote it, a lot of people would just be like, oh, no, you're getting paid to promote it. So, you know, it's a sponsor. So, you know, I don't know. It's like, can you blame those influencers for getting sponsored by FTX? FTX seems like a layup, right? If you do a little bit of research on FTX, you see that they are backed by a lot of big players in the world, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, not financial advice is ridiculous. It's not going to hold up in court. I think we all knew that. Shut up, Bernie. Bernie's in the chat acting wild, so. Exactly. Crypto Talk says, I don't blame anyone who promoted FTX. Sam had everyone fooled. And that's the point. Sam fooled everybody. He fooled his regulator friends. He fooled huge influencers. He fooled, you know, everybody. He fooled some of his employees, right? I'm going to hit the rest of them. I'll be right back. But let me know in the comments down below. What cryptocurrency exchange are you guys using? And are you going to get your money off? Guys, if you don't have a ledger, I mean, I don't know what a bigger advertisement for a ledger would be than this situation. You got to get a cold storage wallet. You got to get one. I'll be right back. All right, let's see. And what you guys should really understand too is that, you know, these venture capitalists, you know, these big firms with money to invest in a potential good projects that could get them some good return on their investment, like FTX, right? Like BlackRock and Sequoia Capital. You know, 7 out of 10 businesses fail. So it's like you can promote anything, but that business might fail down the road. Now, it's unfortunate that this business failed because of their shady business practices. But man. Nuts. You know? Daniel says they are going after the wrong people. Tom and Steph are the reason people lost money, but the SEC knew what was going on. They are responsible in the U.S. That's kind of the crazy situation right now, because you guys have to understand that the SEC, they've been coming down hard on cryptocurrency, right? Like XRP. But SBF, they knew regulators, right? They knew, I'm not sure how close they were, right? So Gary Gensler, the guy who runs the SEC, his old manager or boss is Caroline's dad. So they know each other. They all know each other. And of course, Caroline and SBF were a couple, and Caroline was the CEO or leader of Alameda Research. She was appointed by SBF. She had no experience in any of that stuff, in trading or anything like that. But she was appointed by SBF. So they all knew each other. You don't think there's phone calls being made? Like, hey, dude, I heard what happened, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? They know what's going on. Now, did the SEC look the other way because it was his friend's daughter's boyfriend? Maybe. They all went to the same school, right? They all went to this MIT, right? So did he give them a pass? Probably. You don't think that the elite people do that to each other? They do that all the time. They give people a pass, So it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I like Coinbase, yes, but most of my money is in a hardware wallet. Crazy, crazy. Of course I wash my hands. Nuts, right? This whole situation is kind of crazy. And then Sam Bankman-Fried's like literally like having emotional word vomit on his Twitter, and it's like it just seems so corny, right? He wants more time to come up with the funds, but I think that he's just young and arrogant, and he was in over his head. I think he was just in over his head. So I think he thought he could, he bit off more than he could chew. But I do want to watch this video by Dr. Grande. A lot of people are probably not going to like this, but I want to see this because this is my favorite YouTuber, literally, who's a mental health guy and like kind of like murder, crime, mystery guy. And he's going to talk about the FTX situation. So I'm going to check this out and we'll react to it together.
This is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Samuel Bankman-Fried and the collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange?
By the way, if you guys ever want like an unbiased, like professional opinion on a situation, this is the guy to watch. Like when it comes to politics or anything, completely unbiased, zero biases. It just breaks down the situation, explains his point of view from a doctor, right? So let's go. Let's continue.
Exchange, FTX. Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, including the timeline of the collapse, then offer my analysis. Samuel Bankman-Fried was born in Stanford, California on March 6, 1992. Sometimes Samuel goes by the initials SBF. His parents were both professors at Stanford Law School. After graduating from high school in Hillsborough, California, Samuel attended the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He graduated in 2014 with a degree in physics. In 2013, prior to graduating, Samuel started working at a proprietary trading firm. He stayed there until September of 2017, at which time he moved to California and worked for a charity for a few months. In November of 2017, Samuel established a quantitative trading firm called Alameda Research. Samuel was successful with his trades. In April of 2019, he and a man named Gary Wang founded a cryptocurrency exchange called FTX. The exchange became active 1 month later in May. It allowed people to buy, sell, and store Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The exchange used a native token referred to as FTT. This becomes important later. One of the main advantages of FTX was that it permitted investors to place risky bets which are not permitted in the United States. Samuel would eventually move his company to the Bahamas. Over the next few years, FTX was extremely successful. In 2020, the company acquired a mobile tracking application for $150 million. In July 2021, a $900 million funding round valued FTX at $18 billion. In September of that year, FTX sponsored the Mercedes Formula One team. In October, the company raised capital at a valuation of $25 billion.
That's crazy. So you can see the power of them going around raising money. These guys were absolutely getting in with everybody, right? Crazy.
January 2022, FTX raised $400 million at a valuation of $32 billion. The next month, FTX ran a commercial during the Super Bowl. It featured Larry David. In June, the company purchased the naming rights to the Miami Heat's home court for $135 million. In August, banking regulators ordered FTX to stop making false and misleading claims about whether funds in the exchange were insured by the government. On November 2, 2022, a website called CoinDesk, which provides information on cryptocurrency, leaked a balance sheet from Alameda Research. This indicated that FTX was lending its own token, FTT, to Alameda Research. 4 days later, the CEO of a company called Binance said his company would sell its holdings of FTT, about $580 million worth. This led to a figurative run on the bank. Many people started selling FTT. Investors and customers lost all confidence in the value of FTT.
Damn.
The next day, November 8, the value of FTT fell by 72%. 3 days later, on November 11, FTX filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the state of Delaware. Samuel resigned as the CEO of the company. This represented an outstanding fall from grace. Samuel's net worth had been around $26 billion at its highest point.
Sheesh.
Right before his company imploded, his net worth was around $16.2 billion. So down about $10 billion, but still pretty good. As of November 11, 2022, his net worth was about $3. So no billion was involved, just $3 ordinary dollars. That same day, Samuel tweeted, "I'm really sorry, again, that we ended up here." On November 14, he tweeted, "What happened?" There have been various reports about discrepancies with the finances of FTX. It appears as though Samuel transferred billions of dollars from FTX to Alameda Research. $1 billion is unaccounted for. Samuel is facing a number of investigations, including from the authorities in the Bahamas and the U.S. federal government. This could lead to bad news regarding Samuel's ability to remain in the realm of the non-incarcerated. The situation with FTX is already being compared to Enron and Bernie Madoff. The comparison to Bernie is particularly appropriate considering the curious connection between their last names and their behaviors. Bernie Madoff made off with investors' money. Samuel Bankman-Fried attracted people who wanted to be freed from banks, then allegedly fried their money. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. The idea behind cryptocurrency is that it allows transactions to be anonymous. In reality, criminals who have tried to use cryptocurrency have not always been successful at evading the authorities, but certainly it's more secretive than using cash, checks, or credit cards. One of the reasons somebody would select cryptocurrency is to make risky investments that are not allowed in certain jurisdictions. Essentially, these cryptocurrency users desire the stability of an established currency, like the US dollar, while retaining a Wild West feel to transactions.
If that ain't the realest shit I've ever heard describe cryptocurrency, I don't know what to tell you. Right? Is he not right? Right? He's my favorite YouTuber, right? He comes up with a bunch of stuff, but this topic is interesting because that is true, right? Let's continue.
The problem is that without regulation, cryptocurrency will never be stable. With regulation, it will never be clandestine. Item number 2. It sounds as though Samuel wanted the US government to regulate cryptocurrency a little bit so that it would attract traditional investors and become more stable, but he didn't want it regulated so much that it would lose the secret aspect. He was trying to find a win-win scenario in a situation where that seems unlikely. Many users of cryptocurrency accept the risk of instability in order to keep the secrecy. They are not interested in Samuel's vision of a regulated cryptocurrency industry. The industry did not trust Samuel for a few reasons. He was using his influence to push for federal regulations, while at the same time dodging U.S. oversight by running his company from the Bahamas. He appointed himself the lone representative of the industry, and it seemed as though he was getting close to politicians to protect the interests of FTX at the expense of the company's competitors. Samuel was the second largest individual donor to Joe Biden in the 2020 election cycle, personally donating $5.2 million. He was the second largest Democratic donor in the 2022 midterm elections. He donated about $36 million. The CEO of Binance, who crushed FTX by selling off FTT, thought that Samuel was insidiously lobbying against industry players. Item number 3. Samuel crafted his image to make himself look different than other technology visionaries. He wanted to appear trustworthy and noble. He believed in a concept called effective altruism. This is the idea of using one's ability to reason to have a positive impact on the world. Samuel's application of this idea was to make as much money as he could in order to give that money to charity. Samuel was planning on giving away most of his wealth during the course of his life. To be fair, he can still do that, except now he can do it by donating something like $2.50. Samuel maintained a disheveled appearance and was always casual. Some people found this atypical behavior to be disarming. Samuel also loved video games. He played League of Legends. One time he was playing this game during a meeting where he was trying to encourage the venture capital firm Sequoia to invest hundreds of millions of dollars into FTX. The company must have been impressed by his multitasking. Sequoia invested $214 million. Of course, that has now been marked down to zero. The company told its investors, quote, "We are in the business of taking risk. Some investments will surprise to the upside, and some will surprise to the downside," unquote. They also claim that they ran a rigorous due diligence process before investing in FTX. There is the sense that all these supposedly sophisticated investment firms really have no idea what they're doing. A business journalist named Adam Fisher wrote a profile of Samuel, which was on Sequoia's website. The profile has now been taken down, but it said, quote, "I don't know how, I just do. SBF is a winner," unquote. I think the bottom line is that Samuel was able to use his billions of dollars to get favorable reviews from the media and purchase influence in Washington. Item number 4. Samuel promoted himself as an unconventional genius who was able to navigate complex financial situations more effectively than other people. He was a visionary. He could see into the future. This explained his tremendous success and his company's multi-billion-dollar valuation. In reality, Samuel may be very intelligent, but he wasn't doing anything special. He was playing a shell game with FTX and Alameda Research by using complex accounting methods. He was trying to keep everybody happy by moving money around. But when investors discovered what he was doing, everybody wanted to pull their money out at the same time. Item number 5. The irony of the case of Samuel Bankman-Fried is he set out to prove that cryptocurrency could be a safe place for people and companies to put their money. He wanted it to become mainstream. However, by running a $32 billion cryptocurrency exchange into the ground, he proved that it will never be a safe place for customers or investors. His story is a warning that some people will heed and others will not, which brings me to item number 6. There will always be people who are willing to take a tremendous risk for the opportunity to experience a tremendous reward. Cryptocurrency is one of those industries that may not exist for too much longer in any meaningful form, but if it is annihilated, nothing will change. There will always be another risky investment right around the corner. Risky financial investments are a little bit like illegal drugs. No matter how dangerous they are, how ill-advised they are, how expensive they are, there will always be a predictable number of people who use them. People looking for an unrealistically high return on investment will invent a group of magical superheroes to support their fantasy. Samuel understood this and was able to join the league by pretending to be a legend. Those are my thoughts in the case of Samuel Bankman-Fried. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be as intriguing as a bank man who freed billions of dollars from investors. Thanks for watching.
Good shit, right? Good shit, right? Yeah, I know a lot of you guys didn't like that. A lot of you guys are falling asleep. I get it. But it was a good analysis, right? For someone who's not in crypto, who actually did their due diligence and looked into the situation, it's pretty spot on, right? Now, what is true about cryptocurrency, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can, second what I'm about to say is, hey, a lot of us are looking for insane returns off of risky investments, right? And most of the time we do get wrecked. So, shout out to all you guys out there. We're all degenerates here, right? We all love meme coins. We all love shit coins. Let's be honest now. A lot of people watching this understand that most times, right, when you get into some of these cryptocurrency projects, you're going to get wrecked. And there's only a few ones that are tried and true. And even the ones that are tried and true are still down an insane amount from last year. Bitcoin down 70%, Ethereum down 70%. It's very, very risky, guys. It's very, very risky. It's an industry that's new, that we're trying to understand, that without regulation, a lot of bad players are going to get into there and make money because they can do that, right? They can do that. It's a crazy situation. Yeah. So I've heard of so many people that come into cryptocurrency who were like con artists before because it's so easy to wreck people. So Johnny Blaze says, the truth is I've made more money on shitcoins than blue chips. And I'm sure a lot of you in the chat have. Here's the thing. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of scam cryptocurrency products out there, right? There's a bunch of scam products out there, yes. That people say, oh, shitcoins are this or shitcoins that, scam. Okay, fine. How many blue chips wrecked a lot of people? FTT, blue chip. Terra Luna, blue chip. Voyager, blue chip. Celsius, blue chip. What about those that wreck people? No, Volt's still pumping, Matt. Matt, thank you for the $5 donate. Yeah, Volt's still moving right now. Even during this, this is crazy. Even during the stream, Volt's still pumping. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, Matthew. I do appreciate you. Do me a favor, guys. Smash that like button. How many likes are we at? We're at 98 likes. Come on, we can go higher. Let's go. Smash it. Dude, I am so sick. Yeah, I'm glad you like that, Max Marks. I'm glad you like that. But yeah, I mean, there's all these blue chips that people thought were like layups, were safe plays, but they're still wrecking people too. So, it's like cryptocurrency is so early. There are so many projects that are just wrecking people, right? Crypto Alchemist says, if the APR and APY is super high, it's risky. Yes. And Crypto.com did a very, 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 very good job about getting ahead of this whole situation. 100%. Yes, see what? I am happy investing in Volt. Yes. I bought the Volt bottom though. So sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I got the sniffles. Sorry. Sorry, I got the sniffle. Sorry. But yeah. So this whole situation is just nutty, right? Nutty. Let's see if we got any more news from Watcher Guru, but that might be it for the news, guys. FTX used company funds to purchase luxurious homes in the Bahamas. Oh boy! So we'll see what happens. Crypto Talk says she got wrecked on Sol. See, Solana would have been one of those ones that a lot of people. All right, sorry. Okay, I'll blow my nose. All right, sorry, Crypto Rita. Shout out to KOA Combat. All right, I'll be back. Like the stream. Like this. Look at the bubbles. Like the stream. I'll blow my nose. I'll be back. All right. All right, I tried to blow it, ladies and gentlemen. Can't find anything else. I can't make it better, okay? Thank you, Meta. Appreciate you. Rodney, what shitcoin gave you the highest return, rugged or not? Kuma Inu. Kuma and Hina Inu. What's up, Swack Hammer? Yes, Volt was actually, it wasn't last year because they haven't been out that long, but yeah, Volt actually is the highest donating cryptocurrency product to my channel. Dude, start taking kerosene, zinc, vitamin D and C, and see a fucking doctor. I think I'm okay. I think this is the, yesterday was the peak of my sickness. So, we can hear it, but damn, if you have a cold every other week, bro. Yeah, I've been sick a lot recently. Everybody's a medical professional in the chats. Everybody's a medical professional. But that's going to be it for the day, guys. There's not much really to talk about, really. Looks like, let's see, you need to see a doctor. Actually, let's talk about Terrarium here for a second. Did you guys see their, AMA? I'm going to lose a lot of people here, but let's see. If this ain't a damn, guys, I got to be careful with my words here because I don't want to get sued. But this Terrarium situation is a damn shame. It is a damn shame, guys. I'm going to talk about this real quick and then we'll get out of here. But this is a damn shame. These guys want to raise $6 million to fund their other cryptocurrency project, Terrarium, that hasn't come out yet. Crazy. This is what they're doing. They said if they cannot raise the required funds, the $6 million, they're going to let venture capitalists come in and buy the project, the TerraPay. But if they do that, what happens to the money that people invest? This is what I think. I think this Terrarium team is doing something on purpose. I think that they know they cannot fill up $6.5 million in pre-sale. There's no way they think they could do that. Or 6.3. There is no way they think they can fill up $6.3 million pre-sale. So what I think they're going to do is fill up probably 1/4 of it, 1/2 of it, whatever. Right? Whatever. And then they're going to be the VCs that buy it and take it over and say, oh, well, we really don't know. It's in the hands of the VC now. This is crazy. Exactly, Big A. Let the imaginary VCs handle it. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy to me. That AMA was the most ridiculous AMA, and I feel so bad for the crypto stacker because, first it was Saitama, now it's Terrarium, and it's gonna look so bad, It's gonna look so bad. The crypto market's not crashing right now. It's not crashing right now. It's fine. Yeah, easy money for them. The thing is, people are gonna buy this Terrarium stuff, and even the fact that I'm talking about it, people are gonna buy it. So let's see if we can get Milton on here. See if we can check out Milton. Milton Terrarium. There it is. So check this out. Look what these guys do. Terrarium launches their own project, right? Called Terrarium, right? Exchange. Then they launch TerraPool, which is a launch pad for other cryptocurrency projects. Now they're launching their own project through TerraPool, which means it's not like another pre-sale place where they have to deal with the pre-sale requirements for the other people. No, they're asking for a pre-sale for their own project on their own launch pad, which is crazy, which means they could do whatever the hell they want with the funds, even though it's not filled up yet. Isn't that crazy? These guys made their own launch pad to make their own token that wants community funding, right? This is crazy to me. It's like an elaborate way to get money into Terrarium. I'm not saying it's a scam, but it seems kind of scammy. Right? This is kind of crazy to me, right? It's kind of crazy for me. I got to see what happens, but He says, buy Terrarium now before big VCs and crypto institutions start accumulating them, because everyone will want to be part of Terrarium with the technology advancement we bring to crypto. Moreover, who wouldn't want to be a part of a multi-billion what? This guy didn't even finish his sentence. This is crazy. This is crazy. We'll see. I bet you in January we're going to find out a lot of things about Terrarium. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they even continue with the project. This is crazy. This is crazy. What do you guys think of this whole situation? I think this is nuts. What do I think about Shibnobi? I don't like Shibnobi. Big A says, I like Dean. If he starts talking about another project that I own, then I am selling ASAP. Yeah, Dean's a nice guy, but damn, bro. Yeah, and BTFA. Let me talk about BTFA, man. New leadership. Sway's gone. Hobbs is gone. Launched a new thing called Swing DAO. Said they were going to make it right for investors that got harmed in Bandex, and now has new leadership, and now all faith is gone, right? All faith is lost. Their biggest claim to relevancy was the fact that the guy from Marvel was doing their NFTs or something like that. Man, what's worse, FTX or the shitcoins rugging? This is crazy. This is crazy. TerraPay. This is nuts. You have Artie Price here. Artie Price blocked me, of course. But these guys are just absolutely insane. $6.3 million. We'll see if they get it. Yeah, 100% Big A. 100%. So these guys are... Dear Terrarium holders, we are currently hard at work on delivering our Terra exchange on December 26th. We have decided to reschedule the TerraPay pooling to so they want to keep raising money till January 7th. The website will update progressively during this time. Yeah. We believe this will give luxurious time to evaluate the benefits of the token and its technology. We are excited to announce ex-Binance employee to join our team as Chief Operating Officer. These guys are such dorks, dude. These guys are such dorks. Yeah, just like you're supposed to get listed on Binance. Shut your. I bet this guy, this ex-Binance person, cleaned the bathrooms for Binance. See, a Binance office. I bet this guy cleaned toilets at a Binance fucking building, and now he's an ex-Binance employee. Sorry if you can hear me sniffling. Okay, let me blow my nose. Okay, hold on. All right, better. I don't know how Clear Cryptos is doing. Someone asked about Clear. Let's see, CCX. Let's see how they're doing. Now, I don't know anything about Clear Cryptos much. I know they have a fat market cap. They are pulling back a little bit. They do have a YouTube channel. Let's see how they're doing. That's like their bread and butter, right? It's like YouTube education or something like that. They're doing all right. They have this. Let's see. I guess they're still posting. SHIB return rate 95%. Who gives a fuck about Shiba Inu? This guy. They got Crypto Queen. I don't know. I feel like these guys are punking. I feel like these guys are just. I heard that they're not even paying they promised team tokens or tokens to the people, the smaller YouTubers, right? They didn't even give people money up front. They kind of promised them money down the road. And I'm not sure how true that is, but that's what I heard from a lot of people. So their thing is crypto education. We'll see what happens with them, but Clear Cryptos, I feel like it's just another failed cryptocurrency project. No biggie. I mean, most businesses fail, but we'll see what happens in the bull run. I know they want to do more, but you know, That's hilarious. What's up, Selma Photo? How you doing, baby? Egg burritos sound good. His unsolicited email to Terrarium said he was an ex-Binance employee, so that's good enough for Milton. I know, dude. Yes, they did do Seifu Apu dirty. Well, I don't know. A lot of people that got fooled by Clear Cryptos, I don't feel bad for them because, you know, you can see how their business practices are. Like, literally, Clear Cryptos came out of the gate and blocked me and blocked a bunch of other people so they could get me to talk about them, which they succeeded in. I did talk about them, but I roasted them. And I don't know if anybody watching my videos says, I want to go buy Clear Cryptos. I don't think they do. Right? I don't think they do. So, yeah, a lot of oops going around in this space. I know. Guys, meme coins are here for a good time, not a long time. And I don't care what anybody says, though. Take your profits. Just take your profits. Take your damn profits. That's what I've been preaching from the beginning. Take your profits. Biz says Saitama has a $44 million market cap now. The crazy thing is that their projects haven't done anything, but the next bull run, they will start launching more since nobody is stopping them. Yeah, well, Sata Pro is still a project, right? Sata Pro is still on the market. Sata Pro is still doing its thing, right? It's an exchange that probably no one's going to use, but it's still a project nonetheless, right? Which is unfortunate. For Saitama holder. I just think it's a bad project. I mean, you could say they're going around doing things because they are. Let's go Saitama. If they're traveling around and whatnot and doing meetings like right here. News of our partnership with the government of South Sudan got picked up by a local newspaper. So this is like a Saitama team with South Sudan, I guess. Who's this? Brian Makes Benjamin. Is this guy still making content? Fucking Saitama show. Let's see. Brian was a big shitcoin YouTuber back in the Rise of Saitama.
Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back.
He actually didn't start talking about Saitama till after, but Super Bowl Inu. Super Bowl. People still like positive Saitama content. That is true. People still do like a positive Saitama content. But I think it's kind of stupid here to think Saitama is a serious project. I mean, it could be whatever, but I just don't see it that way. Let's see. They have a AMA today. Okay. Russ wants to talk about centralized exchanges versus decentralized exchanges. Some crypto education for you guys. You guys are into that? I think it's just kind of silly, right? Oh shit. They're still running though. Hey, they're still here. They're still running, baby. What's up, Johnny? Yes, let's go Crow. Let's go Tonic. What's up, Michael? How you doing? Welcome. They're still doing it. They're still running. What a clown world we live in crypto, right? What a strange place in crypto that we live in. Now, let me know in the comments. Would you guys give SBF or Do Kwon a second chance? What do you guys think? Would you guys do that? Would you guys do that? Yeah, Saitama is down 99.5% from last November. It is. It's crazy. Bree, I said hi to you. What's up? What's up, Bree? When did you pop in, Bree? Bree? Hell nah. Hell nah. Hell no. Exact Daniel says hell no. Biz says I didn't give SBF a first chance. Fuck scam bankrupt fraud. Dude, I know, man. Oh God. That's hilarious, right? Brad says no, I would not give them a second chance. I might push them down a mountain though. I know, right? Duquan lost his Korean card. Fuck that fool. So what people are saying is that apparently FTX caused the collapse of Terra Luna. Did you guys check this out? Check this out. Do Kwon actually apparently there's like a third party audit company that's like that is investigating Terraform Labs, like the whole downfall of it. And apparently what they're saying is that Do Kwon and team spent all of their reserves trying to really save, Terra Luna. So what's up, G Vibes? How you doing? How you doing? Bree says, no, you didn't. I just got here 10 minutes ago. Royal says, I'm just happy and grateful I'm hanging on during a bear market. Yeah. Guys, I do think this is the bottom. I mean, I don't know for sure. We could have some more catastrophic events, but I do think this is the bottom. Selmo fun. Y'all nasty. Yes, Voltichange. Yes, Volt is going crazy. Volt is going crazy. Yes, I like Tectonic. Let's see how Tectonic's doing today. Tectonic's a good project. A lot big community behind it, man. I'm here for it. I used to be into these projects so much during the bull run, but like they're dangerous because Tectonic is a lending platform and a liquidity providing platform, right? Like you could get really wrecked on Tectonic, really wrecked if you borrow too much money. But the cool thing about crypto is that usually you have to put a good amount of money up, right? So that's why there's no credit checks and whatnot, right? You're providing collateral, right? Oh, yeah. So it's easy to get wrecked in crypto. But it has a strong community, low market cap. You think 10K Bitcoin's the problem? Rodney, am I still holding Saitama? You guys know I sold that on all my Saitama. I saw that on stream. Udi says, this isn't the bottom, man. Bulls will get wrecked if they do leverage. Be careful. Whales are still on the sideline. That's important. Exactly. Whales are still on the sideline, and we saw this with Dogecoin. Remember when Dogecoin pumped like 100% in a week? That goes to show there's still a lot of money on the sidelines. Yes, Tonic to the moon. Let's go, baby. And Crypto.com looks like it's safe. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt circulating around. And look I don't get mad at people for assuming the worst. I don't. I have to level with those people because we've been getting wrecked so bad in cryptocurrency. Like, what do you expect? Do you expect people to just trust everyone blindly? No. Like, I understand why people, if they hear something like Crypto.com is faking their financial statements, I understand why they would freak out. They have the right to, because everywhere we look, people are getting wrecked by these cryptocurrency projects that are supposed to be legit. And it turns out that they're not. Turns out they were all just a bunch of scam-ass projects, right? So I understand. But let's see. Chris from Crypto.com was making a point to get out there and get in front of all the fear and explain what exactly is going on with Crypto.com. So it looks like they have a giveaway. Crypto.com has a giveaway. So this is a cool little thing. I spent a few days in Canada meeting with members of Parliament, Department of Finance, and a Bank of Canada about digital assets, platforms, and regulations. Crypto.com is the only major platform to sign an undertaking with the OSC as we wait for approval to be a restricted dealer. So I have to delve into a little more about what that entails, but that's cool, right? Crypto.com really does a good job about making sure that they comply with the requirements of any regulatory needs of whatever they're operating out of, right? What's up? Green Candle says, well, I can't say I can get in the class action lawsuit from FTX because I never had FTX. So I never used FTX at all. Man, I gotta go to the DMV. That's gonna suck. Anybody else hate going to the DMV here? Damn, I gotta get a new driver license. Tectonic fam in the house, baby. Let's go. A Tectonic and Crypto.com update coming out today. So be on the lookout for that. Tectonic and Crypto.com update coming out today. HBAR is a very good project. There's a lot of the Cadeno's good too. I like all these projects. Not really well known. Matt says, did you buy a GT500 yet? Okay, guys, here's what's going on with my car. Hold on. Those of you guys know that I've been wanting a new car for about a year now. I've been shopping around. I want a new Corvette. I do. The MSRP for them is not bad. It's like $65,000. The issue is, and this is the Stingray, the 1LT. The issue is every dealer and their mom keeps marking up these cars because everybody wants them. And they can because everyone wants these cars. I don't want to pay 15 grand above MSRP for a markup. And that's like average out here in San Diego. These Corvettes are so expensive. Worth way more than they should be. So I don't feel good. I want a Corvette. I don't want a truck. I don't want a truck. I thought about a truck, but I don't want a truck. I like the driving. I want to be able to go on the canyon and zoom around and have a good driving experience. But these dealers out here are absolutely, no matter how good and savvy you are at buying cars, if a car is in high demand, like literally, if you want to order a Corvette, the wait time is like 1.5 years for ordering a Corvette. You have to go find one on the lot. And if you find the ones on the lots, they're all marked up insane because people buy them. It's supply and demand. The dealers are going to look at me like, oh, yeah, we don't need you. We can get somebody else because somebody else will gladly pay us $15K above MSRP. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I won't do that. But I don't want anything but a Corvette. That's what I want. I would get a Mustang, a GT500. It's a Cobra, right? A Shelby, whatever, fine. I would get a Shelby, but I'm used to the Mustang experience already. I don't want another Mustang. Although it's a Shelby, it looks like a Mustang, right? It is Ford. So, what's up, Trump? Back on Twitter. They are running for the ones I wanted are $65,000. Their MSRP is $65,000, but the cheapest I can find them is like $80K. And that's before all the dumbass add-ons they put when they sell. They get you out the door. So you're probably paying another $10K. So. I know, Brad. I know. But the thing is, I already found a buyer for my car. So my car is already pretty much. So I need another car. I'm just gonna wait a little longer. So, anyways, Ricardo says, Rod, if you are holding Solana, would you sell or hold with all this FTX business? I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people I know have sold they cut their losses on their Solana. A lot of people I know, including a lot of crypto influencers that I follow, have sold their Solana. Hold on. But does that mean you should sell your Solana? I can't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. That's tough. Because it could pump again. Because keep in mind, it's still a good platform. It's just, man, the exposure and the relations to FTX go so deep. I don't know if anybody will trust Solana. I have a feeling, because I bought the dip, I have a feeling that it's going to go crazy later down the road. But I don't know that. I'm not an expert. Guys, us influencers, we're not experts. I don't fucking know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Meet Kevin doesn't know. Graham Steffens, no crypto YouTuber knows. We don't know shit. We're entertainers. We're bringing the news. I can't tell you. My best feeling, I'm a degenerate. I say, hey, I'm gonna put I put $1,000 into Solana at the low. If that thing ever goes back to going to its all-time high, I'm gonna make a lot of money. I think I'm gonna make like, I don't know, put $1,000 into Solana at, 24. What is Solana at? All right, so I bought $1,000 worth of Solana at 13 or like $12 or something like that. Something crazy low. Like right at the bottom, 12 something. If the thing ever goes back to its all-time high of $200, that's going to be a nice little profit right there. But, that's just for me. That's just for me. So I'm a degenerate. That's how I look at it. It's a degenerate play for me. Ball out and get a Jaguar. Jaguars are not that expensive, actually. Yeah, exactly. Rob got it. Stingrays here in Austin, Texas area are 60 to 90K. Yeah, I wish I could go there and get one, but, Johnny says, All Tectonic fam, you should stop by Tectonic live stream chat. We have 24/7 all is calm Tectonic live after Rodney stream. Can you not promote your shit on my shit, Johnny? What the fuck, Johnny? What the hell, Johnny? Can you not promote your live stream on me? But I might be interested in that. Let me go to your channel. Let me see. Go to channel. What are you talking about? I don't see any live stream. You better not be trying to scam my audience or I will find you. Brad with the $10 donation says, Rut, you're not an expert? I thought you were a financial advisor. No, I am not that. Guys, I am not. Look at me. I'm in a sweater. I'm a financial advisor to you? Fuck out of here. Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate you, buddy. Johnny, if you're a dev, you should get with me, man. I like the project. I know. I think electric vehicles are they're like the near future. I think it's like going to come faster than we think, guys. But yes, I want my Corvette. Little red Corvette. Yeah, exactly, Matt. Yeah, Matt with the $5 donation says, when you buy a car, always make sure you can service it nearby. If the dealer is far away, it's a hassle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nah. I'm going to buy my Corvette. I want a new Corvette. I don't want the old ones. I want a new one because I want to lease it. So you can't lease old cars unless they're certified pre-owns. But even certified pre-owns, I'm a little iffy about. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here for the day. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I do appreciate you guys. Went off a little tangent there. Appreciate it. We had a nice little viewership today. Do me a favor, smash that like button on your way out. And remember, if you are a member of my channel, you're going to be entered to win free crypto every single Monday. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Come a member. Free crypto every Monday. Only one winner, though. And you cannot win twice in a row. So shout out to Samuel and NBK. They won last week. Thank you, Sebastian. I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all. Trump back on Twitter. Is that the one I got in? I got into a cryptocurrency project. They wanted to give me some of the supply, but I can't promote that if they're going to give me the supply. So what's up, Crypto Reflections? All right, y'all have a good one. Peace. Have a good one, guys. These are my reflections. See y'all. Have a good one.